Good morning, people. Just gone 5 minutes past 9 here. We are live on Trickstar Radio. How are we doing this morning? We're back inside the building with another fantastic interview hour. A man like Forca joins us. How are you doing, sir?
I am good, bro. How are you doing, my guy?
I'm good. It's always good to catch you, man. How's your morning going so far?
You know what, bro? I woke up with hella energy today. I'm kind of growing into being a morning person through lockdown. I was a bit lazy before lockdown, but now, getting up 6, 7, maybe 8 o'clock, full of energy, you know? That's before my morning coffee. That's
what we like to hear, man. That's what we like to hear. I mean, it's good to catch up with you. Obviously, we've had a couple of chats recently. Obviously, you were featured on the documentary recently, which has done really well in regards to people kind of seeing it. It seems like at your end, that seemed to get quite a fair bit of response.
Yeah, we did. I think anything that anyone, if anyone's got any sort of following, I think anything over this time, because they're not really able to see people in raves or a lot of stuff. So any content that any artist or producers kind of dropping, I think the people are catching on to. And I think because it's kind of interview settings, I don't really do them sort of things. It was like kind of new. So yeah, it's done all right. Got a lot of feedback and well done for putting that together. But it turned out well better than what I thought it was going to be anyway. It was proper, bro.
Well, thank you, man. You know what?
Like saying, yo, when's the next one? You know,
well, there we go. I'm sure everyone's going to be happy when they see this interview land on YouTube then. But yeah, I mean, obviously with that then, obviously we spoke a little bit during that about the different raves you'd kind of played, and I want to just kind of catch up with you because it's been about I'd probably say about 5-6 months since we last had an actual sit-down interview on the radio show. Obviously we had you on Brekkie in the Cave when that was still the sort of motive. So what's been happening over the last 6 months for yourself?
Well, time's flying, but it only feels like the other day when we last spoke.
Yeah, I know, man. It's crazy.
So, you know what? I've been kind of active behind the scenes doing a few little projects and whatever. Not really been making as much music as I'd like, but managed to squeeze a good tune out with Sean Dean Record Box. I got a music video out for that that's been circulating for a bit. You know, I've been chilling. I've been cooking a lot of food recently as well. I've been chefing up, bro.
What is it? Is that something you kind of did before lockdown, or?
Anyway, but I've just took it up another notch now, bro. I feel like I'm going in.
I feel that's quite like a common thing that's happening though. I definitely feel like things that you would do kind of around the house, people are really kind of getting into now. You know, I definitely think cooking's definitely one of them.
It's wicked, but other than that, obviously not been able to play live shows and see a lot of the normal faces. But blessing that's kind of come out of this time is I've been kind of doing music sessions with 15 to 17-year-olds, kind of doing like DJ sessions and lyric writing. And I've just got onto another community project where I'm working with like ex-drug users, ex-alcoholics, people with learning disabilities, suffering from mental health issues, just having 2 to 3 hour sessions with people and just trying to be creative with them back end, bro.
Amazing, man. So again, that seems like it's something that seemed to have is that something you've always done? Because this is the first time I'm hearing of it.
I've volunteered over the space of a couple of years doing the odd little bit in like youth centres, the ones that were actually open, doing little projects in studios for it's like little self-employed jobs. I weren't getting paid for it or anything. It was just doing something at the time. I think at that time it's kind of good for the CV, just entering something else musically. Because I obviously didn't go to like college and study any sort of teaching jobs.
Of course.
Put in that way, just from like word of mouth, it was good. So it's kind of happened from people seeing what I've done before, and now I've just been getting kind of like my own work, and just been running my own sessions through like youth projects, community projects, and an organisation who I work closely with called Right Tracks as well. So I've got to big up guys like Mike for getting me involved, man.
Awesome, man. So that must be quite like a rewarding experience then, especially during the current sort of situation where we aren't able to kind of play. Do you feel you're almost getting like a similar kind of release?
Yeah, bro, do you know what? To be honest, I'm getting I got a bigger buzz off this at this moment in time. Obviously, you get a unique feeling in a rave, but I've never really done this, and I never thought I'd do this when I got into like music. So the thing that I like about it is when you kind of have like, especially when you're working with like kids, you don't know whether or not they want to engage, but it seems to like I've worked with over think the space over 2 months, I've worked with about 50 to 60 kids, and every single one of them has wrote a bar, bro. So like, it's sick to see that they're like actually getting involved and wanting to do it. It's really rewarding knowing that like half of them maybe never even wrote like anything before. It's sick. It's really, really sick, bro.
Yeah, I can imagine, man. I think that thing of kind of kind of teaching, essentially, because that's what it essentially is. It is essentially teaching.
Yeah,
I think that's a buzz that, like, until you've done it, it's not something you can really describe.
No, you can't. Definitely not. And I want to carry on doing it, bro. It's nice. It's giving me, like I said, turning into like teacher mode and having little lesson plans and stuff like the day before. But it's more like kind of like mentoring.
Yeah.
You get me? It's not really like, I don't want them to, they call me Forca in it. Like, it's not no like, yes, sir thing. You get me?
Of course. I mean, it's a really good extra string to have to your bow, man. And obviously you're someone who is quite active, like locally anyway. You're someone who is kind of known within your kind of area by the sounds of things. It's an extra really good thing to kind of have on the kind of CV of what you're doing. And obviously you are still kind of playing dances when they're popping up. Obviously not this month because we are back into some level of lockdown, but it's not just that you've been doing. You are also obviously heading up stuff at the Wub Club. So talk to me about the last sort of 6 months, as in running a label during this sort of lockdown period.
It's been kind of mad because a lot of the times when before like lockdown, you get to test drive a lot of the rhythms in the rave.
Of course,
and you can run back to an artist and be like, yeah, bro, this one works, but that one might not necessarily work. So it's kind of changed now. I'm kind of going on like my instincts, and then my partner's instinct dolts. Like he hears everything that gets sent through as well, and you have to get kind of like the gut feeling first. And if we're feeling it, then I might send it to like 2 other people who I trust with their ears, and then so it's like the feedback's a lot different before music's coming out now. Whereas before you could kind of know how well something's been received. We kind of don't know until you press the big red button now. Yeah,
I mean, that's the crazy thing, and I think that's something that essentially labels around the world, realistically, are now having to adapt to, this different way of thinking, this way of thinking that is more about kind of literally the sound itself, not even necessarily how it's going to go down in a rave. Like, have you kind of changed the way to an extent, have you changed the way you look at music through this lockdown?
No, not at all. To be honest, I'm probably listening to way more music and way more depth now, because I can't. It's all I can do right now, bro. It's like when something's catching me at the minute, it's like getting put on repeat, and I'm pissing off my neighbours. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm probably taking it in a bit too much, but I just love music anyway. But no, I never changed. It always has to be a level of quality, and hopefully everything that we put out. So no, it's not changed. Definitely.
Okay, cool. So kind of with that then, what we're going to do is we're going to start to move forward and get into a couple of tunes. We opened up with a track from MPH. Really, really cool tune. I mean, talk to me about this guy, because he just doesn't seem to be able to stop.
Bro, he's a machine, bro. He's a machine. I think the guy... the thing is, MPH started sending me tunes a few years ago, and I always heard the potential, and I always was saying to him, like, yeah, just keep on like making tunes, and we didn't have the label set up then. And over this last year, bro, like the stuff that he's just been sending is just, everything's good. There's not been anything that's like, this is not just like what's been sent to me, what I'm hearing that he's putting out elsewhere as well. I mean, the quality is just, it speaks for itself, bro. Like, big up MPH, man.
Definitely, bro. It's been really, really cool to watch him kind of grow more than anything. And obviously, he's someone who does represent a lot of different sounds and a lot of different genres. He almost represents quite like a good spectrum of what's kind of happening in the UK. Bro, so to see that kind of growth.
He's UK. He represents UK. But if I had to just show an example of a couple of people of UK and what's good right now, I'd throw MPH into the mix, bro, because everything he's doing really well. Definitely,
man. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to jump into another tune. You spoke earlier about that track record box, yourself and Sean Dean. We're going to run the VIP this morning. So very quickly, describe to me this tune. What can we expect from it?
So this one's a heavy, bumpy one. Large of Sean. The production's a bit heavier than normal than what he usually puts out. Had a vibe with this one. We actually made this one in the middle of the first lockdown. But yeah, this one's heavy. The official video is out on my YouTube channel for the original tune that came out around August. Go check that out, Force UK. But this one's the VIP. It's only just dropped now. out right now as well. You can get the VIP plus the instrumental. So MCs, if you want to do your versions, buy the tune, send it to me. Let me hear yours.
There we go. That's what we like to hear, people. Keep it locked. We're live on the Big Bad Trickstar Radio. Man like Forca is in the building. Oh, yes.
Breakfast with CubCamTV.
Trickstar Radio.